Hi everyone, just a quick quick sound check. Can everyone hear that? Can everyone hear me? Okay, I think that's a bit better. Right, can everyone hear me first? First up. Yeah, Dave's returned. This is what happens when you get an amateur to try and stream. Alright, cool guys. So starting at 6. So we've got three Blitz preliminaries. Let's get the windows open. So we've got under 8s, 21 entries at the moment. Under 12s, 59, and under 18s with 37. Hopefully everyone knows where to find the like leaderboards and stuff now. So on the homepage is the link here to the website. And we've got various leaderboards here. We've got the new team championships. So we've got schools championship and a club championship, which is based on the school or club that you input at the time when you entered. That's taking everyone's sort of mega final and giga final scores and summing those together. We've got the mega final results and the adjusted qualifiers. No, people that get, I should put it on here, people that have got fast track automatically score 6 points in the mega final. So that's how that works. And I need to update the variants Grand Prix after last night, so I'm going to do that I'll do that all in one batch after the Blitz tonight. So let's just have a quick look how we're getting on with the lead-ins after the first one. So we've got Fit, Bison, Gengoban, Chess and Advait in the top 3. Under 12s, our leaders were Stanbad, Kank, Rook's Pawn, Ice 48, Ninja Go Universe. So remember, it's sort of top 24, isn't it, to get through? So top 8 boys, top 8 girls, and then the next 8 players after that. And under 18s, we've got Queen Eating Dragon, first position with 35 points. So yeah, good start after not quite making it through last year. Cool. So just wanted to yeah, is anyone sort? I don't know if anyone's had a look at the school championships. Is there anyone in the chat that's sort of in one of the sort of top positions? So we've got like an overall sort of list, but we've also got both the schools and clubs. We've got a regional breakdown as well. So top 10 from London, got top 10 from the South East, East of England, West Midlands, North West. We've got my own hometown, so Manchester Grammar, Forest Park, Lady Barn, Sacred Heart, Forest Prep. So yeah, so hopefully you can find a bit of information on these pages. What's Gengo Band's school, if you don't mind me asking? I'll obviously look it up later, but it might be that it's just outside the top 10 there. Maybe it's shown on the overall. Might be shown on the overall. Yeah, so here we've got the top 250 schools. Robin Hood. Let's look that up. Yeah, it's not on here. You might have put, I don't know if you put like a club. I don't know if you put a club instead of a school when he entered. So that might have been that might have impacted on it. Yeah, if not, then yeah, if not, you can always just message me. Maybe we've allocated it to the wrong school. I could have a look for you. Cool. So okay, so whilst we're sort of waiting to get going, I'll sort of commentate on a few of the games from 6. If people want me to look at any games during that hour, I can do. Obviously, it's a bit trickier than a Swiss because you're probably just going to be playing the whole time. But if you want to sit some part of it out and just get me to look at game, that's fine. And I guess whilst we're waiting, someone wants to challenge me to a 3+2. We can get a bit of a warm up going. Or I might do some puzzles, but up to you guys. I was wondering whether to join the free checks tournament last night, but I wasn't sure I'd get away with it. There's some pretty good games. All right, let's go. Let's have a game. I've actually played 23 times now. It's not too bad. I play this line sometimes as black. The Capablanca variation. It's still pretty solid. 4 knight f6 has become pretty popular now. After some new idea was found, this h5 line. But yeah, what sort of put me off with these with this line for black is not so much this line I'm playing here, but the sort of main lines with opposite side castling are pretty scary, I think, for both sides. Yeah, white's got lots of different sort of setups against this system, whereas most of the time black sort of puts its pieces roughly on these squares that were move screen down slightly. I'll have to I'll have to check that. Alright, why did I go bishop e3? I had a plan. It's interesting, A5. Well, did I have a plan? I'm gonna go there. Maybe I went with the wrong knight. Yeah, I sort of gave up playing this system because as white, because I sort of don't really understand it very well. Takes, check, takes. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Yeah, black's obviously doing quite well here. White's opening's been a bit of a shambles as usual. Let's try and not end up completely worse. Okay, let's do something. I think it's king out the centre. Yeah, pretty tense position. Probably black's slightly better, but it's sort of unclear as well. B6, okay, bit of a waiting move, I think. Yeah, I think B6 was sort of a bit of a not sure what to do, so I'll make a quick move. Probably I'm doing pretty well now, or at least not worse. Pair of bishops. Well, black's pretty solid as well, obviously. Not really, can't really claim either side's much better or worse here. Like B4 wasn't expecting so much. Yeah. Yeah, sort of. It got a little bit tricky there for black with once this bishop sort of covers the e8 square. Yeah, no, I sort of made a bit of a mess of that earlier on. Right, guys, so let's just check the I'll play quick. I've got one more challenge. I'll just play this if I can, and then we'll just check the entries. Hi Stan, you okay? Did you win the under? Did we decide that Stan won the under 12? I think we did, didn't we? So we've got two champions currently in the chat. So this is a advanced sort of Caro. I've gone for the C5 line rather than Bishop F5. Probably White's black's doing pretty well already. Guess White maybe should consider sort of yeah, I'm not sure now actually. Can I just go check now and go d4? I'm gonna go d4 because this knight's looking a bit precarious. Might even be threatening to win it immediately with b5. How does that work? Takes. Black can attack my knight on c6 with queen c2, which would allow knight c5, but I've got queen d5, which protects both c6 and c5. So I think this wins a piece. So the team championship Pratlak is basically every player represents either a school or a club, and so if you score 4 points in the mega final, you score 4 points towards your team's score. We only take the highest, so if you play in 3 mega finals, we only take your highest score. Same in the Giga finals. If you qualify to the Giga finals, then we'll take your score from there. Again, contributes to your team score. And anyone getting a fast track, into the Giga finals gets the full 6 points. So it's all just combining the two really. So you've got an individual championship, but also every point you score also goes towards your team score. You're going to have to be a bit less generous with these pieces. It's giving me three too many. Yeah, and obviously it's weighted towards sort of schools that have got more players. No one's quite got 50 yet, so we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's the first time we've done it, so we'll have to we'll take sort of feedback and any suggestions of how we could run it differently. One thing we've considered was like sort of having sort of an overall championship, and then maybe sort of one where we just took, say, the top, I don't know, like the average of the top 5. But we wanted it to be we wanted it to be like, basically, the point was even if you scored half a point, it's sort of contributing towards your team score. So it's sort of everyone can contribute, not just just the strongest players. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out. Knight b5. Okay, I'll drop back there. I think someone's got 43. I need to pay more attention to my own. Need to pay more attention to my own tournament. I thought the highest was 20 odd. Who's got 43? Oh, points. Sorry, I thought you meant players. Haven't they've got 43 points, haven't they? Not players. Let's have a. Am I going mad? Club championship overall. Harrow. Yeah, 53 points, 21 players. Unless I'm looking at the wrong thing. Queen d2. Alright, so I want to get a knight on c4. Yeah, this leaves a nice juicy sort of outpost. And now if takes, queen takes, you save the knight that way. I'm gonna go e6. Bishop f4. So yeah, I missed that one actually, but what's all this about? Should I take that? b2 takes b6. I might actually. I think I can take that and then go knight. Move my knight. Maybe even to d6 actually, because this sort of pin on the c file is really awkward. White can defend it with the queen, but then I can play queen c7 to double attack. I think white's just missed the threat. Cool. So I don't know if there's anyone from the academy in the chat, but we normally would be doing the academy blitz tonight. But obviously there's a bit of a clash, so I have put one on at 7:05, just in case if you do want to play an extra tournament. That's a 45-minute arena, 2+1. So it's more bullet actually than blitz. So just a quick one there, just to for any academy players. Okay, so how are we getting on for entries? A bit down on last. How many did we have last week? So preliminaries. Got so many tournaments that start to disappear. Oh, here we go. Yeah, a bit lower than last week. So I need to. Maybe it's because I've not been reminding people. Okay, it's no more new join requests. That's good. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I need to be a bit more organised. It's just Isabel's in nursery on Wednesdays and Thursdays, which mean I can do. And Sarah's teaching, so on Tuesdays we've got a bit of a clash. I have to look after Isabel whilst Sarah's teaching. So yeah, if we get a bit more organised, should be able to do it. Like I say, I'm actually playing the variants, one of the arenas, just as a sort of wild card, so I won't count towards the standings, but just so I can sort of commentate whilst playing, or maybe someone else could stream and I could commentate on the games. Right, let's start with the under 8s. We've got 42 seconds. It's good players. Actually, just going to open them all, so I've got it ready. So I've got under 8s, under 12s. Ooh, Ellis is playing tonight. I don't know if she played the first one. 20 seconds. What should I do? Which should I start with? I'm going to start with the under 12s. I'm just going to watch Stan and Ellis. Oh! Kank's just jumped up. It was going to be Stan versus Ellis. It's now could be Ellis versus Kank. So yeah, I'll start by following this game. Hi Blocky Power. Welcome to the stream. So we've got Ellis, who's a very strong player from the Midlands area, actually on the accelerator program. She joined in January. She's playing one of our stronger under 12s Kanks, so should be a good start to the tournament. So we've got a sort of bit of a tour We'll start off as a trump, bishop g5, and more of a sort of Touré setup now from white. Bishop d3. So what's white's plan here? Is it to play c3 and then e4? Or is she going to go for a c4 setup? I don't really... I would have thought going for the e4 is a bit more challenging. It's okay, c5. So I guess c3 now makes some sense. Yes, I am lucky. Well, co-organizer. Or general lackey, actually. It's probably more accurate. Oh, you were talking to Sarah, not me. I'll shut up. That's the real boss. So yeah, so white sort of put all the pieces on normal squares, and now it's time to find something to actually do, a plan, which normally revolves around some sort of transformation in the pawn structure, some sort of pawn break. Like I say, e4 is the sort of the pawn break that's kind of standing out here. Black just needs to solve the issue of this bishop. Yeah, I'm not a fan of c4 actually. I think this is a step in the wrong direction. It's sort of they say try not to put all of your pawns on the same colour square as your bishop. I think e4 somewhere around here might cause black some issues. I'm not sure black's ready for the position to open up like that. Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome. So, are you a player or a parent or a coach? Player. Are you playing the Blitz or? Knight f3. Yeah, I didn't like White's reaction here. I think e4 was much more critical. Now I guess Black's doing just fine. White does get a nice square for the knight, but I think Black should be about equal here. So neither player berserking, I've noticed. I don't know how. I think like the under 12 and 18 winners berserked most of the games last time. So for those that aren't familiar with the wonders of Chess Arena play, can you even imagine not berserking, Aaron? So it's where you take this option at the start of the game where you start with half the time that you should, but if you win you get an extra point. So that can add up over the course of a tournament. Obviously you're taking a pretty big risk. I suppose the biggest sort of advantage to it is, especially if your opponents follow suit, is that you sort of just play more games. In fact, I think at some point there was talk of some sort of like browser extension where you could sort of offer a berserk, and then if your opponent was offering a berserk, it would accept it, but you wouldn't do it if your opponent wasn't. I imagine it sounds like something someone would come up with. Yeah, it sounds like an idea. I sort of debated turning it off, to be honest with you, but now we've started with it, I might try one of the events without it. Actually, I probably won't, because I think it'd distort the standings. Yeah, a bit of a controversial one. Although I quite like the people that do it when they're playing the 15-second tournaments. that's sort of taking it to extremes. So quite a lot's happened in this game. White somehow sort of cooked up a sort of an attack on the king side, but probably, I mean, these two rooks are sort of controlled by the stuff here, so I'm not sure. This doesn't look very dangerous really. White's queen c1, probably setting up an e4 idea, but yeah, I like this sort of plan of sort of going for. I think White should switch plan now. I think this kingside attack isn't going to work, but White should come back to the. White should centralise the pieces again, I think. Otherwise, I think just risks ending up quite a lot worse. So yeah, rook d4. It's a good change of plan. Sometimes you have to be flexible in chess. If your plan's not working, sort of you don't necessarily have to throw all your sort of eggs in one basket. Try and keep your position solid. So yeah, this is down to just 10 seconds now, so it's going to be tricky. Yeah, I don't like this sort of. Yeah, but now rook back to d4. I'm guessing. But no, she's been consistent. She's going for it. Just don't think White's pieces are justify this assault. And now queen d1, something like this looks. So now Black can probably switch to the attack. Ooh. I think White could have took the queens then and played bishop c6. That creates some counterplay on the queen side. White wants queen e5 maybe. Yeah, Black's probably pretty happy with an exchange of queens now. These queenside pawns are pretty dangerous. And yeah, big lead on the clock as well. So Black's definitely in control. Cheeky check. Ah, the rook drops. Okay. I'll stick with this one whilst it finishes, but it looks like Black's gonna bring this home. Yeah, probably White should resign here because she's a rook down, and in arena chess, it's sort of, you don't want to sort of lose a long game. It's sort of the worst of both worlds. If you're clearly losing, you're probably best cutting your losses and getting back into the pool. Hello, Golo the Great. I think we played a few games on chess.com as I recall. Assuming it's the same username. Yes, so Black crashes through in the end. So that was a long game. That was like 9 minutes, which is it's a big investment of time in a 60-minute arena. Okay, let's check in on the under 8s, and I'm going to go to this game where Ardi Hesh is berserking, and yet is actually up on the clock. Although, if I'm correct, that means you get no increment. In which case, 16 seconds left it's going to be pretty tough. Although, I've got a feeling Mega Me2's not watching the clock carefully enough. We'll see. Probably White just needs to make moves now and should win on time. I've got this feeling White's going to lose on time. Oh, we could take on check. Yeah, intermediate move. Nice. D7. Yeah, I think White suddenly realised that. Oh, this is probably a bit too early just to be making completely random moves. But that's quite funny actually. Yeah, well, I think White is just going to win on time anyway. But there's sort of there's no need to do this with 2-second increment. It's making things harder than it needs to be. Oh wow, Black's literally got no lag. Making yeah. Okay, I mean that's sort of normal for sort of under 8s. I think in terms of probably not that experience with Blitz. They sort of see the clock, get to 4 seconds, panic, and then they don't sort of realise that the time's building back up. But as I keep saying, I'd rather sort of have a crushing advantage on the board in 3+2 and sort of 10 seconds to convert it. I'd feel sort of, yeah, reasonably confident doing that unless the position's sort of hyper complex. So if you can get a winning position on the board, clearly winning, you should be able to convert it with a 2-second increment. Okay, under 18s, so Blue Cow eating the earth are our sort of early leaders, both on a streak. Blue Cow actually got to the last 4 in the under 18 main event last year. Yeah, well, no, I don't disagree. God the Great. That is the. To be fair, that is the sort of. That is the risk you take when you berserk. Has Blue Cow just lost the game? I don't understand that. It's sort of game's finished, but he's still saying that he's. Must have missed something. What should we watch? Any requests? Any requests in the chat for me to follow your game? Lively Lemon, that's under 12s, isn't it? Right, so lost the first one, won the second. We're playing Sol. I think I can get away with commentating on the games because I think there's a slight delay. It is Blitz, but if you're not comfortable, if anyone's not comfortable with that, just let me know and I'll stop. But I think we can get away with that. What's my ninja name? My ninja name. What's my username? It's Rules. Which is an old school joke, which I won't reveal. This looks like it's mate. Queen e6 next is checkmate. So yeah. Probably a bad game to watch, that one. Maybe I put you off the pressure. Let's see what else I've got. Alright, so we've got 2 players on 3 out of 3. They're sort of lower rated, so you wouldn't expect them to be necessarily up there at this stage, so that's good. Who are they playing now? Oh, they're playing. No, they're not playing each other. Oh, sorry, Gambit. Yeah, no, Gambit Guru is a very strong player. He's all the top and. Oh, he must be under 14 then. Yeah. I think he won the under 14 mega final actually. Golu the Great. Are you? What's your username then, Golu? Oh. Cryptic. What tournament you're in? I'm guessing under 12. Oh, closed it. Oh, you're not playing? Well, when you enter, let me know and I'll follow. Let's have a look. Oh, this is quite good, quite strong. Let's have a look. yes, this is so Black's sort of last year's 4th place finisher in the under-18s. I don't know off the top of my head who Eat Sleep Chess Repeat is, but I think he's a pretty strong sort of 180 plus player of the board, so I have to look him up. But yeah, neither play Berserking, so I guess they're not gonna. I don't know if they're gonna trouble the leaders at the end or not. Although Eat Sleep Chess probably should be Berserking, given he's got more time than he started with. Yeah, sorry, God, I can't really do that. It's sort of loads of people will be asking of wires, and it's a bit of a sort of admin nightmare to sort of manage that kind of stuff. So you sort of either in the tournament or not. Yeah, Bishop's a little bit sort of. I guess it's not too bad. It could slot out to sort of over here somewhere. And White probably wants knight g3, knight h5, which does actually warrant some attention. Queen f7's it's quite good. Yeah, so White's sort of tied down for the meantime. Yeah, this is nice actually. Black's found a way to coordinate really well. So now rook e1 and e3 both lose. If I remember, this is just lost because the rook comes to d2, there's e3. Maybe Black likes to go here. And now his bishop. Yeah, bishop d3, rook d2. So back. But yeah, this looks very dangerous because now the e pawn could roll. Although we've got to watch out for this guy. Oh, you are playing. Sorry. Yeah, it's an arena, so you can just sort of, when you need to go, just go. It's fine. It's not like a Swiss where you sort of misses a game. I think if you click withdraw after you finish, just means no one's sort of waiting for a game. Well, they probably won't mind if they get the 3 point. It's not like you have to wait around for 10 minutes like in the mega final. Yeah, so this e6 pawn was the sort of issue for Black. Meant he decided he had to sort of come back with the queen. But he has sort of obviously got his bishop to an active square now, and the rooks at the moment not in the game. Queen g6 is an interesting decision. I'm not worried about the pawn structure. I like this move. King g3, it's creative. Yeah, this is a really interesting position. Quite high quality game, I think, for Blitz. So White's sort of just about holding the position together for now. I guess the king can go back. Queen f4. Yeah, I'm actually seeing that. I guess that's another way of repeating, so Black could go back to g6 now and force Queen g4. I think this game is going to finish in a repetition. Although White might fancy more of given the clock situation. Yeah, I think White's trying to play for more. This, yeah, it's pretty tricky to. Ironically, I think I was going to say Black opening up the queen side might actually work to White's favour because the rook might have a way in then. Yeah, I feel Black's definitely happy with a draw now. So White's playing on, I think mostly due to the clock. This could backfire after rook f2. Oh, white has rook f4. e3. Okay. No, this just wins for black, yeah? Yeah, black's winning. So white's, yeah. And this is what I was sort of saying earlier, even though black's just got 10 seconds left, I sort of strongly expect black to convert this position without, well, rook f3 just makes things extremely easy. It's a very bad practical decision. I'm sorry. Yes. Extra sort of past pawn. Yeah, this probably just needs to be... Actually, it doesn't need to be calculated. Black can play king f4 and then the bishop can always come back to protect the pawn chain. Yeah, it's king f5 and king h4 is bishop e2. It's h5. Yeah, black's sort of... Yeah, f5 was desperate. Expect white to resign soon. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. It's sort of with increment. You've got to be pretty careful if you're just playing on the clock, because if you're playing a good player and they get an advantage, they can convert with just a few seconds left. Okay. So under 12s we've got. Wow, so Kank's on sort of 6 out of 6. He's beaten Ellis, an Ocean chess kid, so he's on a good roll. Stanbad, I think, who's our current leader. Yeah, that's fine. Ninja Clash. I meant to do that last night actually. But I'll send you the standard form. So was that your one game, Golu? Are you still squeezing in a second? Nope. Stuck to the one. Great. So yeah, we've got a funny situation at the top where the leader's played 7 games and has won 4 of them, but in this case quantity's outweighing quality. But these guys on the streaks could soon start making up ground. Gambit goes 5 wins out of 5, but he's had a pretty, I'd say he's had a pretty good sort of pairings there after a pretty tricky start. Let's check in on the leader then for under 18s. This is Gambit the Guru, representing Scotland, and like I say, won the under 14 mega final, I believe, playing Max the Meme. Not seen many chess memes actually. We need to invent a few. Okay, so I've got a Grunfeld. Pretty typical looking position. I sort of struggle to judge these, but to my eyes, white's a bit better because it's got the potential to sort of expand in the centre, and I don't really see that black's got any compelling sort of counterplay on the horizon. Queen d8 looks a bit funny. Wonder what that's all about. Why would you play Queen d8 there? That's interesting. White plays Rook fd1. Not so sure about that. I think maybe the Rook might be more useful on the King side. What's White's plan? Is it c4 and e5? With the Rook on f1, I could imagine that sort of at some point in f5 that'd be an idea. Knight b6, I think. Yeah, I see you got it. I think it was Tarash. Tarash Alaska said that a knight on knight 3 was never well placed. Which I think is a bit of an exaggeration, but often it can be a pretty grim square for a knight actually. Just the way it sort of works out. So yeah, White's sort of grabbing all this space in the centre, and like I say, Black's kind of just thrashing around at the moment. I guess White should just play c4, yeah. Sort of plan a breakthrough. But I think Black's just got to sort of sit tight and make White work for it. I quite like to sort of try and sit on these positions and just sort of manoeuvre and maybe tempt my opponent to do something that worsens their position. So one thing I'll be looking at here is to play Queen c2 to protect c4 and then maybe find a different square for this Rook, maybe this half open file, maybe squeeze Black further then with a5, a4, a5. Because the Rook's only really sort of, it's only defending c4 here, so. But like I say, it's very difficult for Black to do anything active, and often if you try to do something active in these types of positions, it just makes your position worse. Yeah, that's fine, God. I'm sure we'll catch you at some point. So White decides to make a break for it with e6. So Black can't capture, can he? Because after d takes, this pin on the log here is going to be bad. So Black's going to move the knight. I think knight f6 there would have been much better. Again, it's sort of now Black's going to fall under some huge attack. f5 now, I think, and just it's all over. Rook's going to come to f1. This bishop just can't be budged. The Black King's dead. So what's the quickest way? Probably just Rook f1, I guess. And Bishop h6. This is sort of a classic it's mating 2 now, isn't it? Bishop h6 and Rook f5. It's sort of classic sort of position where this bishop just cuts the Black position in half. None of these pieces on the Queen side can come to the Black King's aid. So really nice game from White. Black was just too passive in that position. How's our current championship leader doing? Queen and Dragon. It's down in 16th of the 3 out of 7. So the berserk strategy not working as well tonight. But that's the beauty of the prelims. You've got 5 events, so your top 3 count towards your final standing, so you're allowed you can get away with 1 or 2 tougher tournaments. Really close between the top 2. They're sort of on 100%, and they've both got tough opponents now. In fact, I'll come back to this game with Frankie because he's a very good player, but I'll check in on the under 8s, where I guess in under 8s less people berserk because it's sort of, you can see that the scores are much lower, so sort of less furious in terms of the action. Advait's currently playing Ricky Shea, so let's have a look at this game. So 5, 6, 7 blacks, 2 pawns up, and although white's sort of ahead in development, black's sort of structure is very, very solid. So it might be quite difficult for white to sort of use. Might be quite difficult for white to use this sort of this initiative. Has to do something quick because 2 pawns is pretty serious. In fact, I think probably just black's just basically it's just 2 pawns up effectively. I just don't really see that white has anything. And it's just white's just been a piece, which doesn't help. Who else? Who else could we have a look? Should we look at Gengo Ban Chess? So won his first 3, and then sort of fell off a cliff a bit, losing the next 3. So let's come in on this one, see if we can get back on a winning streak. So we've got a Chigorin, sort of passive version for black. E5, and now black needs to know the sort of defense to this pin. It's very typical. Yeah, black had to play h6 here and meet bishop h4 with g5. Although I think in that particular position, knight takes g5 is still very good for white. But yeah, in the line play, black's just lost a piece, and now has to be careful about rook d8. Checkmate, so the knight moves. So the knight's got to go to either d7 or here, or again maybe even h6 again. But yeah, so now black's giving up a second piece. So I think we can come away from that. Pop in 12s, where we have Stanback sort of clawed his way back to the top after losing the first game. He's playing the second place now, so that's probably a pretty cool game to watch then. So let's have a look at this. So Stanbad's berserking. I don't think there's too much surprise there. Kank's might as well be berserking. He's got more time than started with. And what do we think about this position? Pretty unclear, I'd say. So 2 knights versus 2 bishops. White does have the B file. I think white can just take on c5 now, actually. Yeah. This is something pretty tough now for Stanbad. He needs to be pretty resourceful here, I think, to avoid going down. The rook could sort of get into the game. G4, could we just, I was going to say could take on e4, but yeah, taking on g4 is good as well. I was pretty careless from white, actually. He was in control and with a huge lead on the clock. Now it could just be lost. Yeah, typical. Sort of start thinking when you're losing. It's too late. So the one thing holding the white position to go at the moment is this knight. So not over yet, because white's got some threats now. Knight e5, possibly a knight f6 move as well with this fork. Black's king's pretty exposed. So this is this isn't so easy. So rook f4. But can we just go? Yeah, I think knight f6 check now is good. King h8, obviously rook h7 mate. If rook takes, then white wins a rook. So black could have king f6 there, but yeah, again maybe that was sort of a bit rushed from white. I wonder if there was something better there. Whereas now, yeah, still interesting position. Maybe I think white's just rushing here. I think white should start pushing the start pushing the c pawn in this position. You got to use all your pieces, especially in the endgame when there's a few pieces left. You can imagine if sort of white plays c5 and then you can play knight d6, the king can come in this way. It sort of uses all the pieces. White's just working with 2 pieces, the knight and the rook, and it's probably going to be enough because I think Stan's just going to lose on time. Yeah, well, especially now White's. I think White's winning again. Knight c6 check. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, pretty tough to sort of berserk against a player that's probably similar in strength. Still in first, but has lost the streak. So opening up the door for pursuers. Okay, I'm guessing that Frankie game's finished, but let's see. Who was it? Oh, okay, it's still going. Yeah, I really want to see this because two very good players. So we've got Frankie AB versus Gambit Guru. Both obviously in the under 18s. First impression is White's a little bit better, but probably not. I wouldn't have thought too much. Can White go F4 now? C3. I'm not sure I understand what C3 is all about actually. It's, I would have sort of thought F4 would be on the cards. Then Black has to defend D pawn. Possibly Rook H4 as well as an option. White's clearly more active, but yeah, I don't know about this. This looks a bit of a strange. Yeah, I don't like the way White's played this at all. I do not approve. I don't feel like White should be better now either. Black's rook's sort of plenty active, so. Ooh, I would not be. Yeah, White's really taking some sort of risks with that rook getting very fruity. Ooh, I think Black's missed that pawn was on pre. So White's pawn up now, but still. Yeah, I guess it should still be sort of manageable for G5 now, then F5. Yeah, I don't think Black can. Ah, nice. Yeah, I'd missed that. That's a good. It's a good defense, and I think it will just. We should just end in a draw now, I guess. Although. Ooh, yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. S6, King E6, and then Black will be able to break the white pawns with H6. Yeah, probably fairly well played. Pretty interesting, well played game. Blue Cows rolls on. 8 out of 8. So, does that mean... I don't know if Blue Cow played the first tournament. Maybe I can have a look. Blitz under 18s. Yeah, I don't think he played the first one. Queen Dragon got 35 in Preliminary 1. Blue Cow's up to 29 now, so looks like good chance of getting above that. Where is Frankie actually? He's not in the top. Doesn't seem to be anywhere. Maybe he left, maybe he joined late. Oh, he's 15th. Yeah, so sort of solid, but again, it's tricky in these arenas. You sort of, I think I wouldn't do very well in them, to be honest with you. I'd probably get quite a high percentage, but I play quite slow, so I'm not sure I'd really be suitable to this setup. Yeah, Nightmare's finally got a streak after 14 games. Okay, I haven't watched that game against Twickenham. I've not seen this one yet. So interesting, Nightmare's sort of played 15 games, but he's not actually berserking in any of them, just possibly just playing very, very fast. Twickenham's, on the other hand, is berserking. So, yeah, Black's pawn down here. Let's have a quick look at this opening. Not sure what happened here. So we've got knight c6. I wonder if that was just a sort of finger slip type thing, because it doesn't look like a very good idea. That should be a bit better here in this endgame. Where did the pawn go? Ah, just here. Yeah, 2 pawns now. But it looks like Black could get the pawns back. I just decided not to take the A pawn, which surprises me a bit. Maybe E5 here. That sort of king's looking pretty weak. I like E5 followed by Rook G2. Ooh. No, it doesn't work. Terrible blunder. Just drops the rook. Tut. Blue cow. Let's look at some of us. Under 12s. Kank's just sort of storming on. So look at his game against Stanbaden now. Yeah, I mean, his strategy I think is to play very, very quick, but he's also just winning a lot of games, so he's absolutely running free there. But yeah, Stanbaden's still within sort of striking distance. I think Ice 48, which is he's a good player. Let's look at this. Oh, that White King's in danger. Oh, finished pretty quick. That was a nice finish from Black actually. So we've got this sort of mating attack. Moonmaker lost his first 3, but won 6 in a row. Starting to crawl back up as well. So both our under 8 leaders are on 100%. We haven't played each other yet, obviously. We're not playing each other now. But Advait's got quite a high rated player, so let's see how I get some of this one. This looks like some sort of could be a what could this be? French? No, Dutch. I guess that. So pretty solid so far. White goes for the old Queen H7 threat, which one American coach describes as a in your ear mate. H6, okay. Yeah, quite. I think I prefer black if anything, but potential sort of potential weaknesses here to attack. So yeah, Queen F4, and now so white can't go this side because of Queen F2, so I guess that means rook here. And then black could start to consider expanding with C5. I didn't see that one. Bishop G6, so it looks like rook E7's forced now. And now, ooh, wow, okay, that's very. That was very resourceful from white. Didn't see that coming at all. I think white's missed the chance there. I thought white's playing some sort of amazing combination. Doesn't F4? It's like F4 really strong there. Because we're sort of trying to deflect the queen away from the rook. Yeah, I thought this could have been a good continuation. And now E5's hanging, I guess. Yeah, I think white missed it. It's an interesting idea there. Yeah, not normally a good idea to swap all the pieces off once you're pawn down, because black can exchange on F1 now. And yeah, it's not a good way to. Maybe bishop B5 there, maybe even just in this position. Bishop B5 may have just been winning. Even though you get double pawns in that king and pawning game, the extra pawn I would have thought should be enough. But if this looks like a sort of it shouldn't be a hugely difficult conversion. This structure really, I think in this bishop endgame is really good for black. We can go bishop E6, C5, B5, and we get these sort of pawns moving very, very effectively. Whereas I don't think white's going to be able to get any counterplay at all. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this spoils anything, but I also don't think. Yeah, H3 is probably not so good. Black can retreat the bishop back to E6, and I'd just kept the pawns as they were, I think. But okay, like I say, black's not spoiling anything yet. The bishop really belongs on E6, so it's sort of pointing at both sides of the board. If white plays G4, then that gives this a really nice square for the king. Yeah, the problem with G4 is even though it sort of traps the bishop, the king, yeah, just lets the king in, and things are looking tough for white. Yeah, black's playing really well. It's got everything under control. Yeah, black's gonna win that. keep his 100% record going. Very nice. Under 18s is... Yeah, so it's quite curious actually. So Blue Cow was sort of running away with things and then lost the game and went on pause. And he was going to be caught. So I wonder what happened. Maybe he just had to go. That's what he did lose to. Pacerkin. He was black in this game. Nice. Yeah, it's in a lot of trouble. This D5 move looks really strong. Oh, what am I talking about? Actually, what is going on here? So Queen. Nice. So there's this sort of nice little, yeah, so sort of queen sack there to win with a discovered check. It's pretty cool. Yeah, nice game from White. Is Aaron sort of climbing back into the top 10? Not really. It's very up and down. Very up and down today. Yeah, you can just see the sort of total number of games being played compared to the sort of under 8s. It's quite a big difference. Stands back at the top of the under 12s. Kank lost. He lost to 2 shot. Seems to have set him back quite a bit. While Moonmaker's continuing his comeback. Yeah, he could finish top 3 at this rate. Well, there's not too long left. Maybe time for 2 to 3 more games, depending on how quick they are. Ah, Blue Cow's actually back now. Maybe he was just sort of waiting for people to catch him. But yeah, he hasn't got his streak, so Chess Coder, look at that, Chess Coder rated 1400 could cause an upset. Is he playing? Oh, he's playing Frankie though. It's a tough pairing. Queen's looking a bit miserable. Yeah, this is not looking that sweet for black. Where's the mate? There's knight C, yeah, knight C6 check and Queen F8 was mate there. Both played berserking. Both players missing this knight C6 move. Yeah, not the smoothest conversion. Ah, like that. That's quite a nice spot. Queen F3. That was a nice game. So black tries this sort of dubious. So called the England gambit. But yeah, it's supposed to be really bad after knight C3, isn't it? Knight D4. Yeah, black sort of pieces are in disarray. That's a nice move, knight E4. Yeah, that's a really good game from White, sort of completely crushing. Is Frankie in the top 10 yet? Yeah, he's got to 5th. So yeah, it's going to be a really close finish. And actually, Frankie wins his last game. He could even win the whole thing. He's playing Pecos, and they're both berserking. This is the way to go. Do excitement. play queen e4 there? Could have done. Yeah, black's pawn up. And with the initiative as well. Yes. It's a tricky position for black. No, sorry, for white. E3, very good move. Yeah, this looks like it's just sort of, could be just collapsing here. So we've got to defend G3. King G2, Queen G5, Queen E1's forced now, I guess, or G4 maybe. Oh, I missed Bishop F3. Alright, so white's hanging in there. Well down on the clock as well, so it's going to be tricky to hold this. Yeah, black could probably even sort of take the rooks and exchange the queens off and just sort of shuffle the position with the opposite colour bishops. Oh wow, what? That's would not be. I'm not so sure about allowing that, but okay. This is black should have played A5 there, I think, to get that past pawn. Yeah, funny position. This could be a sort of a draw actually, but I think practically with the clock situation, black's made a bit of a silly mess of this. I mean, you know, I think it could be a drawn position, but yeah, very hard practically, I think, for. Oh, maybe black can just win now by coming after the C pawn. And there's probably going to be some. Yeah, this is the way to go. Yeah, nice win for black in the end. You made that quite hard, that bishop endgame. You should have played. I think here should have gone sort of A5 just to get this get the passed pawn before white could lock down the queen side. But that sort of puts paid to Frankie's. Well, I think he's been timed out now. So yeah, so what's still going on? So Blue Co looks like he's finished. Gambit Guru and Ed Jackson. So they're playing. No, it's just drawn. So okay, so I think most players are finishing up there actually. Under 12s. Have we still got anything going there? Just got some under 18 windows open. Stanbad's sort of run away with it in the end. Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of, it's probably might even be guaranteed to be in the final already after those two events. It's a very strong showing. And under 8s, Advait was, ooh, look at that, still going. But I think time's gonna run out before Advait can win his last game. It's a bit sad. But he's won the tournament anyway by a point from, yeah, Inky Messi Bath really sort of came on strong at the end there. So, under 8s we've got Advait. Oh yeah, that was sort of quite a tricky bishop endgame that. I think Black should have played A5 when he had the opportunity. Once you got B5, and I wondered if that was sort of a probably was a fortress if you kept the bishop on F1, maybe, because I'm not sure Black could ever sort of win the C pawn. Although maybe just curious actually if the. So yeah, I think round sort of here, I wonder if like if you keep the bishop sort of, if you just maybe it's some sort of like No, let's say you go. I don't know. I was thinking if you sort of just kept the bishop basically, so that you could always defend the c pawn with your. But maybe white. Maybe, I think the problem is you can go king g3, forces bishop f5, and then king f4, and then after, then black's. Oh, I can't do that. I'll go king f3, so you can't take the h pawn, and then you can't really stop. You're not going to be able to get the bishop back to d3 to protect the c pawn. So maybe it's just, yeah, maybe it's just sort of lost. And I don't think you could stop black playing. I don't think you could have stopped black playing sort of h3 earlier, could you? You could have kept the king on g2, maybe you could have kept the king on g2. Maybe bishop f1 would have been more stubborn. Although I suppose, I guess black's got some options here. So we could potentially bring the king to a5 just to get a6 in. After takes, we could then later play b5 and take the d pawn and get this past. We've got past d pawn then at least. So yeah, it'd be surprising, I guess, if white could hold it. But I thought just a couple moves before, yeah, black plays a5 in this position, it just makes his job just make it a lot easier. But yeah, it was interesting game. Yeah, so actually Blue Cow did sort of hold on in the end, despite like a 10-minute sort of pause after his round 9 loss. Yeah, really close. So yeah, so like I say, Queen and Dragon's sort of first round score of 35 ends up looking pretty good. Yeah, so that sort of stand score is pretty outrageous, isn't it? Sort of 50 odd. I'm sure you managed that. That's a good score. I'm not sure we're going to see a better score than that. What was your percentage like? 72% win rate. Yeah, sort of lost to some pretty good players. Very good players, actually. Cool, so oh look, so yeah, both Moonmaker and Rook's Pawn had some pretty amazing streaks at the end of sort of. Yeah, it's pretty close basically if you just take off the top place. Right, so I'll sort of update those scores. If not tonight, then certainly by sort of tomorrow lunchtime. And I'll post them back up on the the main website results page. So that should all be updated tomorrow. And then what have we got at weekend? So we've got like a big. We've got a sort of double header at weekend, haven't we? With the, if I'm not mistaken, obviously we've got the mega finals, but I think we've got Blitz and variants tournament as well, haven't we? I had to sort of squeeze them in. Let's have a look. So the Blitz is on Saturday, sort of straight after the mega final. I mean, probably won't be streaming that because it'll just be exhausting from sort of 9:30 onwards. So maybe we can get a guest streamer for that. And then on Sunday, I think we've got the King of the Hill, which is it's probably my favourite variant actually. I really like King of the Hill. Yeah, exactly. Well, I have put a warning in the King of the Hill tournament lobby, but I'm not sure anyone's going to read it. But yeah, immediately rushing with your king may backfire. I love it when they go play sort of king e2, king e3 at the start. Cool. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for playing as always, and yes, hopefully see some of you at the weekend.